Okay, so I'm going to call this meeting to order at 5 o'clock. And so I guess, did Bruce not? He didn't say he wasn't coming, or he said he was coming?
He didn't say anything. I emailed him, but he didn't respond to me. Did you get information from him?
I did not see him walking.
No, I assume maybe he's not coming. But okay, so motion to excuse, should we include Bruce in this motion to excuse? He didn't say he wasn't coming. We'll just excuse Joyce, Joanne, and George. Okay, so all right, so moved by Reese, seconded by Jennifer, that we will excuse those three, George, Joanne, and Joyce from this meeting. Okay. And additions to the agenda? Oh, I'm sorry, all in favor? Any additions to the agenda? Julie?
Any work plan?
Oh, that has to be.
Discuss that. I just kind of realized I gotta bring a report to council.
In May, right?
Well, I'm hoping April, but if it has to be May, it has to be. Okay. Maybe we can just put that, your thinking caps on for the next month,
Okay.
and then we can discuss that the next.
And I think there are some things that maybe we want to delete
Yeah.
from the work plan, right? So, okay, so the work plan. And we've got Earth Day, is that it? Did you put that on?
We
Earth-
can talk about it with, if George is not here.
Okay, well, we'll add that after.
Plans for the coming year or the summary of what we did in the previous year.
It would be a bit of a summary, like a write a report to council, a bit of a summary, and just what the plan is for this year.
It's because we need the work plan before we spend any money, right? We need the work
Yes.
before we can do anything.
All right, so can we confirm the agenda with the two additions of work plan and Earth Day? Okay, moved by Reese, seconded by Jennifer, all in favor? Okay. Any pecuniary interest? Adoption of minutes. I just have one question. Does anyone else have any questions about the minutes? The only question I have is when we left, we'd asked for Jennifer to come. I assumed you confirmed it with Jennifer and then it was turned down. So do we leave it in the minutes as if Jennifer is coming, or do we take that out?
Yes, we would take it out because, yeah, she didn't come.
Okay, so we'll just take that part out, that she confirmed with Kamal that he was coming, so.
Make it clear it's Jennifer Esposito. not Jennifer
Yes.
Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Because I did send my regrets.
No, the reason Jennifer Esposito is not here is because she was the whole thing was turned down from council, so she was gonna come and give us an update. Okay, so adoption of the minutes moved by, you want to do it this time, Ari? Seconded by Jennifer, all in favor? Okay, thank you. We do not have a delegation, but we do have a guest, Tyler Bernier from Rockfront Family Farm.
You want to say anything or?
We're trying to entice him to join us because we still have room. Okay, is there any business arising from the previous minutes? Except for the action plans? Okay,
The only thing I was willing to add was that council did approve the one-time use, which did include the 3 of the big belly garbage bins. So that's now settled.
Yeah, so I was at that meeting
Yeah,
and the mayor wants to put all 3 at the town beach.
yeah, that was Jody's recommendation. Sorry, not to put you on the spot, Jody.
But why not one at the corner of CIBC
Because everybody complains that Front Street looks like a dump. At times, sorry, yes, it does. So one at CIBC, leave one at the town beach,
Well,
one at CIBC and one down at Canadian or something.
the ones at the town beach thing can move to them. But as I understood it, that one was moved to the CIC. Is there?
There's no.
Oh, there is another.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not.
I had to go and ask Meredith to have one put in back.
I think they moved it when they did all that.
They took it from CIC to CIBC.
Well, at least it did react. My
No,
question,
I still wouldn't say that cigarette. I just put my dog poop in it today.
my question is, I know, this is going off, we can go back to topic, but I emailed Brian McKenna about this, so the new Hillcrest Hub, you know, there's a walkway, so my question was, will it be lit up and will there be garbage cans there? Because somebody kept me just said, great idea to have a walkway on the marshland, but I'm just afraid that people are gonna litter and hang out and, you know, that's a provincially recognized wetland, so.
Yeah,
Will there be garbage cans there?
yeah, that's the plan of this.
The new ones, no.
Probably not. Maybe it'll be cheaper.
Next year, next year.
So with the big belly, are they easily movable? Or once they're installed, they're there?
No.
They're
like 400 pounds, so pretty heavy.
So then why put 3 at the town beach?
Because there's a lot of activity then.
I
And it
know
looks nice
that
too.
people could walk 5 feet.
Yeah, but this was all Jennifer, this was all discussed. Unfortunately, you weren't here when it was discussed because council has made, you know, a commitment of money and this is where they want it. So, you know.
Cans there can be dispersed in other areas.
If for next year's budget, we can ask for more. I think this is just like a test run.
Well,
Soft
yeah, it's supposed to
launch.
be a soft launch. There you go. Okay,
I'll put down what I disagree with 1. They're big and they're permanent. Anyway,
okay, so we're moving on to action items. George isn't here to talk about the high school litter pickup.
looks the same.
And the hospital industrial scale composter, we're supposed to do that. I think that is one thing that we probably eliminate and say it's moved over to, you know, I don't think it's in our bailiwick to try and get that going. So I propose that we eliminate that as an action plan that went nowhere. So how do you say that? Okay, the climate action plan, Bruce isn't here. Now we did make a motion.
Yeah, so I can speak to that.
Okay.
I started researching, I'm trying to, as you're aware, council hasn't been very supportive of some of the, environmental, recommendations that have come forward the last few with the EV stations with the funding for the composting. So I'm trying to make it as convincing as possible they accept it. So part of it in my research, I've discovered that Federation of Canadian Municipalities actually has a whole program, Partners in Climate Protection. So it's something that, through this report, it would be, the council direct staff to declare kind of emergency, that council to direct staff to, initiate the development of the climate action plan, and that, that council direct staff to, join the Partners for Climate Protection, which provides a lot of information and will help move forward a climate action plan at low cost. Until obviously you start implementing certain elements of that.
Sounds good. So when do you think that's going to go to
I'm
council?
trying to get it to April, but likely May.
So,
I think that's good, May, because that's when the forest fire season will be starting, so it'll be like. Climate change will get in front of people's minds, you know what I mean? It'll be,
Fishing starts the 1st of April.
yeah.
yeah, so that's good, just so that we know, because hopefully we can come
Yeah.
to the meeting when we know that it's gonna go there. Okay, great, thank you. Hazardous waste sign and sandwich board, that has been done. Now, do we want to talk about it now, or do we want to talk about when we get to curbside? Doesn't matter to me. Okay, let's do it now. I do have it was funny, I said, this is what, okay, this is Brian, for Brian. I sent him this and Brian went, he must have printed it out because he said, this doesn't come out as a period, it comes out as a comma, you know, that kind of thing. So he really curated that or edited it. And
Back to the little grammar.
it wasn't mine, it was James's. But anyway, so James did change it. Do you have the other two up there? Okay, now there, see, this is the hazardous waste ones, and I'm like, can you show us the ones for the sandwich board, the other two? So
Oh,
Brian approved this. He said curbside swap this weekend. He likes that. And then on the other side, it says, remember to keep your hazardous waste. And he likes that. Okay.
yeah, that's awesome.
Those are nice.
Okay.
We
So
really, you get like these, just the one board, right? Or how much are we getting?
getting three. So there's one in Hudson,
Yeah.
one going towards the dump Dalcona, and then one by the town beach.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like I also contracted with James to get some posters. Now this, if we go back to that hazardous waste one, it's so,
This one?
yeah, like, I mean, I can see this being a poster. I can't see this going on the sandwich board.
Nobody's gonna read all.
No, you're gonna cause accidents with that kind of stuff, you know? So, I mean, it's great information. I think that maybe we make it into posters that go into various stores, you know,
I think that's a good idea.
the apartment buildings or whatever.
Mhm.
Maybe,
Backpacked or laminated. So they.
yeah, maybe we could if we do get some funds, put it in the paper. We could put this on the Environment Committee's Facebook page. Maybe the municipality would put it on there too. I just think this particular is way too wordy for a sandwich board.
I think
That was actually-
we have a sand.
That was a plan. So this is gonna be a poster along with the second page. Maybe this is good, like the first page itself is good. So the plan was to develop this as a poster and maybe put copies in rec center, Tim Hortons, or the community spots, or maybe with the bulletin. So that was a plan.
Yeah, like I've already paid for, I think, 25 posters. That came out of last year's budget, right? So, but maybe this is 2 posters. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, because if you make it too small, then it's not readable either, right? So, but if we do get a budget, maybe we could put this in the newspaper. At least
A week before.
not a week before.
Oh, yeah.
This is the thing. This is what really ticked everybody off, is because
All year.
you collect it all year and then they say they don't have a supplier, so it goes to the dump. Like people need to know now, today, that it's gonna happen in the fall and you collect the stuff, so. So it's,
Sorry to interrupt. Do we have a date in the fall?
no, not yet.
Oh,
The idea is that,
Oh,
you know, and save the date, save for the
Can
fall.
we say like even narrow it down to a month, September, October?
I don't,
Is that a
March
possibility?
is September, I mean, usually it's September, but we have the mercy.
Okay.
so I wouldn't want to say that, and then everybody takes their stuff to the dump, right?
There's a
So,
lot of options.
No, I realize that. I thought if you could at least say,
Yeah.
but if they know it's gonna happen, and hopefully, I mean, I assume that people living in apartment buildings don't have a lot of options. But I have a big drawer that holds so much stuff, you know, so anyway, that is my idea. And so maybe I can talk to James about putting this as a poster instead. And because we have paid for some already. And then, do you think we're gonna get a budget?
That's this.
I hope so. I really, yeah, I would bet money on us getting the budget.
I think so.
We just need the work plan completed. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, I mean, here's our work plan right now.
Yeah. That's okay.
So, maybe what we can do is as we're going through our agenda here, we can say, okay, yes, this goes, maybe we need to discuss this,
Yeah.
anyway.
25 posters, you say?
I believe I said 25 posters. That should be in the, I probably have the invoice as well at home on my computer. So I'm assuming curbside swap is going to stay in our work plan. I keep getting more and more people wanting to join that Facebook page. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can add to the work plan, the climate emergency plan and strategic guide, or whatever it's called, right? The
Climate action plan.
climate plan and talk about a guide for the town to take on to help guide the green transition, right? We can add that to. That's true, because that might take a few months.
Well, would we? Well, that's what I'm thinking. Should we, let's just go through. So composting options, I don't want to let that go from us yet. So that's my opinion. Anybody else have an opinion? We keep that in our work plan. Okay. Communication and education, that's one of our big goals for,
Well, it's supposed to be a little towards that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Community garden, of course, will stay. Municipal projects review will stay. Right? Environmental recognition, although it's getting harder and harder. I know there's people out there that I haven't recognized. I just need to know them.
Can you recognize distance?
We already
We
did.
already did. Do it again.
We can do it again. Now, should we change? I'm thinking adaptation and mitigation to climate emergency. Should we change that now into our
Yeah.
climate action plan?
I mean, I find it hard that our town council is not on board. I mean,
You
if
just
the
needed
forest
one-
fires last year, every community out west, because my son lives north of Edmonton, he said every community on this spring's agenda was drought or forest fires. And they're planning for it, like,
Yeah.
it just seems that we're behind the 8 ball here.
Well, and it's interesting because Roger's on the committee of adjustment, there's this new fire part that goes with,
Yeah, so there's wildland fire risk assessment that you need to do for like subdivision agreements, consents and different things, which in essence is a manual that an enterprise. Just providing guidance on what you should do to limit the spread of fire.
so I mean, in a way, that is a little bit about this, climate action plan, right? So I just wonder if by changing the title, from adaptation and mitigation, to
Climate action plan.
what if we,
What?
Also doing a community risk assessment right now for different kind of events that could happen.
Yeah, but that risk, that's provincially mandated.
Yeah.
So it's not, we're taking it on as a community because we care. It's probably not too bad.
So Jody, there's new buildings, is there anything like the roofs must be more fire resistant? Is there anything in the building code that?
You gotta meet the building code, so whether, I guess, yes and no, depends on the type of building, proximity to property lines or other buildings. If it's really close to the property line, it may require non-combustible siding.
Oh, okay.
roofing.
So there are some already in place.
Yes.
Okay.
So do we want to change the title for our work plan? I think so too. So we'll call it Climate Action Plan. Okay,
We need a motion for that or?
I don't know if we have consensus. Do you have a problem with it?
Why should I? It's a good idea.
Okay, so in the goals, do we have to change anything? Communicate and educate residents about effective strategies to adapt to the effects of climate change, including the impact of the environment on people's health.
Should we have for the planners, maybe just say work with the municipality to create maybe,
Well, I mean, if we put this in our work plan and then Jody brings it to, this whole climate action thing to council, then it may,
There's support municipal initiatives to, develop the action plan,
yeah,
initiatives in the action plan. And can be through communication and different things. I mean, some of it's gonna be, like, the initial phase will be more about the corporation and what we could do as a corporation. And then you expand that to what can you do municipal wide. And that's where maybe education comes in, what people can do to help reduce their input.
does anybody else want to add anything to go into this part of the work plan? Okay. Okay, this is where Tyler comes in. Promotion of locally sourced food and self-sustainability, which I think, we have tried some things, but sure would be nice if our farmers markets would come up to Sioux Lookout now, the farmers, as opposed to craft people, But anyway. You want to say anything?
I have been working with a couple farmers that I do know from Dryden, and they are interested in coming up, and they have been in contact with Chamber of Commerce, so more food producers are looking at coming to Sioux Lookout because Dryden markets are just, the people there are a lot more,
Walmart oriented?
yeah. I don't know, I couldn't find the proper word for that, but yeah.
They're being diplomatic.
Yeah.
it's a blessing in your words.
Like I remember, I mean,
And there's a lot of
before,
competition there too, right, with the farmers, so like, we're the only food producer in this community, so like, we're trying to help bring more people this way.
like,
As well as the food co-op as well, it's looking at coming.
that would be
too.
like Briners from Waldorf, before they sold out, they loved coming to Sioux. They said, this is the best farmers market ever, like the people support and they thank you, nobody complains, that kind of stuff. So it just was disappointing when less and less, because I mean, I can imagine they have to travel a long way to get here.
That's-
I find that the people of our community appreciate fresh food a lot more than people in Dryden. I don't know if it's just because of less exposure to it or just there's the less competition, but
Yeah,
I wonder if they could like work together, like come up, like rent a truck and like food farms or something. Yes, and split gas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of.
like I said, I do have a couple farmer friends down there and they just feel like the markets are saturated down there. They'll go to farmers markets and, it's basically a waste of time for them to do all that work and go and then.
That makes sense.
yeah,
So yeah, they are looking at coming up here and like I said, the 807 Food Co-op is looking at funding to potentially start a hub here in Sioux Lookout, so that will bring even more producers here.
that's
You
great.
know?
Yeah, that's really great.
It's not officially yet.
No, but I mean, it's in the works. So that's great. So we can leave that in our work plan. Anything you want to change? waste reduction diversion. Sure would be nice if we could get some composting going, but anyway, I mean, I still think we need to make it like, keep the hazardous waste out of the landfill and, all of those things are all part of waste reduction and diversion. So
Because I was thinking like, even to have one at the dump where all the people that do take their yard waste, not down Corbier's Road or wherever. And then it could be chipped because, and then if you had a piece of proof saying, I pay taxes in Sioux Lookout, you could go get the chips, especially if it's a super dry summer. They cut down on your water bills immensely for watering your flower beds and everything. You put the chips and it's great for compost too. Like you just park the chipper and then everything comes in, it's just chipped and is put into piles. It breaks down faster too for the dump.
Animal bedding as well.
Pardon?
Animal bedding as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And maybe, something like that, if they bought one and they, I mean, for walkways for everything, and then maybe more people would be enticed to take their stuff to the dump instead of Cordways Road, which is a straight line now of dump.
So, I mean,
Which must piss it off too.
the landfill is supposed to be self-sustaining, right?
Yeah, user fee system.
So, I mean, is there any way we could make a motion to have that? And that would be waste diversion and reuse and all that kind of stuff.
Budget is extremely tight this year, so it wouldn't likely happen this year. I don't know what the cost of
I don't know either.
what size of chipper you need or anything. I know we did look for our biomass project. I looked at some different chippers and they're quite expensive. They were meant for, round logs versus a lot of brush and things like that.
Yes, because I mean, the biggest is solar,
I wonder what the hydro does. I know that the hydro came
There you
in,
go.
they have a chipper. I wonder what they do with it.
they stockpile it. It just sits up at their yard, and I actually take some for composting. So something, because my brother-in-law works for Hydro, if he's chipping and I need a load or something, I'll just ask him to dump it in my yard and I'll use it for compost or animal bedding or for my garden. But I thought that you could probably talk to them and maybe partner with them because they don't use it consistently. They only use it when they need it for projects, so.
because the ones that are. I mean, you can. Run it off a PTO or you can run it off off generator, but the ones that do small aren't that expensive.
But then you'd have to, I mean, like when people bring stuff, you have to, you're not gonna have one that's just small because some people do bring hunks of trees, so. Well, that's something that we can think about. Maybe we can approach the hydro.
Hydro or hydro watts?
Rent their vehicle.
Well, or at least maybe find out, like, instead of having it just sit around rotting, maybe there's something that could be. Okay, so we'll keep that. Promoting the establishment of the natural ecosystems. Want to keep flogging this one? The purpose behind this one was that municipality would have no mow zones. And they would have areas where it would just be a natural ecosystem. It hasn't gone over very well.
I can see why, because when you have with, the activities that happen in our community, if you have no mow zone, things can get hidden possibly in there. And
I know, and I think that was the rationale, right?
Yeah, the municipality still does their cutting routine, I guess. So this would be more about like residential properties.
Yeah,
Won't get, slapped on the wrist by the bylaw enforcement officer. If they don't cut the grass.
So do we want to, I don't think it was even bought into too well with the with ordinary people. Some people are so focused on cutting their lawn.
Well, so I think so, I think this can be sort of fed into climate change anyway. Because like having wet areas and all that is part of,
Yes,
you know, trying to mitigate the effects of climate change, so. I
so
think it
do
could
we
go
want
under that one anyway.
to eliminate this one and bring it to, you know, is everybody in agreement with that? We'll just X that out of the work plan. Okay. Eco-friendly transportation.
I feel like that can go into the climate. The climate action plan, so the climate action, plan, yeah, eco-friendly transportation.
Like, that's in there too, the under section, like less greenhouse. like, More of a friendly transportation, there's a section in that action plan template that we're
Yeah,
working on, so.
So do we want to do that then? That will go, any of that will go into the other, okay. Alrighty. So there you go. You don't have as much a report to write.
Just gotta treat that climate action plan like.
yeah.
Um, okay, so are we gonna talk budget? What's the point of talking budget if we don't have a budget?
You can.
Is there any?
That's it. And once,
Theorize.
I mean, it's still in the budget.
Yeah,
And, council hasn't taken it out yet.
well, okay, I mean, here I go. Here's my budget discussion is that we put that in the newspaper if we get some money. I mean, it's gonna cost, probably cost $800 to put that in.
A whole page.
Well, I don't know if it'd be a whole page, but you know, you need something that can be,
It's like a quarter page, yeah,
And you see, I noticed that we have, they're about 400-600.
like a red apple. That's a good size,
Which one?
the red apple one.
The whole thing.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, so a quarter of a page
yeah,
at least. Yeah.
you know, well, we can't do that until we
Yeah.
get a budget, but as soon as we get a budget, I propose that we put that in the paper.
In red and black, I like that. But
Even before then, as long as everybody approves of that posters thing, we can start putting that up.
well, I agree with the sandwich board, the two that, like the front and the back. I like both of these.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be up and remind people to,
And we've already spent the money on that.
that was last year's budget. Yeah, it was already
Yes.
spent. Any other budget considerations? I don't know, Joanne, did she get her wood and everything?
Yeah, the woods.
That was last year's.
So does she put in for dirt? To fill the new ones?
I don't know if she has yet, but yeah, sometimes she does. I think she said she had quite a bit still.
Yeah.
One shift, we built some new boxes that might need some more.
Okay, so,
Early life. That's here.
okay, so new business, we have our Earth Day.
yeah. So Earth Day is Monday, April 22nd. Dirk was saying that if we could get the green team together to do another cleanup, like again, the thing what we did last year, we had Tim Hortons. Hopefully there'll be no snow on the ground this year, and so we can clean up around one. The only problem is that that week is the NOMA conference in Thunder Bay, so I'll be leaving that day to go to Thunder Bay. I think Joyce is leaving that day or the next day. So that week is kind of a bad week. So I'm thinking maybe,
Well, I would say it's whatever the green team says they want to do. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be on Earth Day.
yeah,
I'll be away that day as well.
yeah, I think that's just a bad week because maybe. Yeah, maybe like Joyce and I can contact the green team, see like what would be a good day that we can all get together, because it could be early in May too, once the snow is gone. You know, and we can,
The 27th?
the 22nd.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
sorry, the
22nd.
Monday, April 22nd is Earth Day, so, yeah, I'll contact Joyce and say if we can contact the green team. I still have the emails. They just say Earth Day is on the 22nd, however, I'll be gone, possibly Joyce,
Sorry.
Laurie will be gone too, so maybe it's be like, let's all look at the day, we can all meet up and do a community clean up.
And I mean, we can just put, like on the environment page, we can put Earth Day is, you know, just to
Yeah.
remind people that it is. But yeah, I mean, to clean up when there's still snow in the ditches or anything else, I mean, then it's all frozen too, so it makes for a double whammy.
Well, I did,
Also going into ditches, you know, go the boot site.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
I did clean up outside of Third and clean today.
Not doing the liquor store anymore.
Control. So, you know, I was doing it on slipper time. I think I cleaned from my office, guys, those bushes on the corner, clean in Third, clean.
Is that your office, Queen and Third?
Yeah, we're gonna move to the old Rexall thing this month, but there's always garbage, so I always pick up the garbage. Yeah, so makes me feel good, so. Yeah.
So. Anything else? Wow. That was a quick one. And here you came and it's over. So, is that good enough, Jody, then for the work plan? You can work on that. I don't think anybody else would disagree with what the changes we made.
We'll get the milk and adapt the new work plan with based on what you said today. And we could send it out this week, and if there's any real, you know, concerns about it, then maybe we wait until May for sure. And if not, we'll just proceed.
Okay.
So Thursday, May 2nd is, yeah, next.
May 2nd.
May 2nd, 5 PM.
In Minneapolis.
5 PM.
Oh, you won't be here?
Yeah.
The concert?
15.
My kid's hockey trip.
They have a hockey tournament in Minneapolis. They must be.
So he has volleyball tournament this week in Brandon, and then next week we're mini for a tournament, hockey tournament. And then mini again.
Wow, wow.
Just doesn't stop. And volleyball in Winnipeg at the end of April as well.
Do you drive there to Minneapolis?
Yeah.
How far is that?
Quite the athlete.
Yeah,
So meeting is adjourned.
yeah, sorry.
We are adjourned.
Anybody down?
Yeah.
What's that?
Did you go find a?
No, I just said straight through.